Hello. Here we are with Pocus Hocus once again. I hope that this time that my microphone is working. A little bit of changes since the last one. Not bad changes, good changes. Well, I moved my litter box into this room. That's a bad change. Very bad change. On the plus side, it was in the laundry room and I got a washer and dryer, so pros and cons. I actually didn't want to flat this during the stream, but I had finished up some other pages a little quickly and went ahead and decided to go ahead and flat this. Hopefully I can get all of the flats and at least get most of the rendering done within this hour. This is it's only got 3 panels on it, and they're pretty easy panels. Not a lot going on in them. Excuse me. So much red. Guess that's what hell looks like, I assume. Irony of living in Oklahoma, where there's red dirt. It's kind of like hell. With more wind, I guess. Hopefully my dog behaves. He's been on one all morning today. Actually, all week he's been on one. Hey, Alan, thanks for joining in. I have something to show on this stream. You've already seen it, so it doesn't matter. So get your wife, get your kids, bring them in. Well, not the kids. It's not kid friendly. Depending on the kids, I guess. You know, I should have done this page last night and saved the other one that I did for the stream. But I guess this doesn't really give away anything. You know, usually if I'm not streaming and I am working, there's usually something that's happening in the background, like a movie, show, audiobook, music. I will watch people or listen, I guess, to people build a house for hours. Well, sometimes those things can be a little distracting, watching 2 guys make a big giant swimming pool. Good enough for kings to swim in. It's the Blue Man Group. For going forward with the streams, as it is right now, I'm still testing things out. Um, right now, the way that I have it, I've switched over from just OBS to Streamlabs. I used to do a lot of coding and stuff back in the day, and OBS is open source, and you do a lot of coding, and I gotta admit, I'm pretty sick of doing coding stuff. Especially when it's open source, because then like they'll send out updates, and you get to be the first one to test it out to see if it works on your live stream. And that's a bit risky. But we'll see. We'll see how the Streamlabs works. I haven't used it before, but it seems pretty nice. I know that you mentioned it before, Alan. Which blue did I start it out with before? Good. It was the monster's blue. Demon blue. That's what I'm going to call it. Demon blue. My dog's a little grumpy in there. I may have to mute my microphone. Color the earball. Bing. There we go. Now her face is done. Easy peasy. Almost done. Well, not done, but at least flatted. Which is the process of separating colors. think of it in the same way as if you ever watch those street artists that spray paint and they use newspaper or bowls and stuff to cover up a certain area on their painting. And then you just kind of spray around it, and then when they remove the bowl or paper or whatever, it leaves just that outline. Kind of the same thing. Just allows you to color in the area that you have selected. That way, if you're told to make a change here or there, you can just go back and select that little piece without having to redo a whole thing. And maybe 10 o'clock on a Saturday is a weird time to stream, but I figured I would just go ahead and test it out. Try and find a good time when to stream, you know? That way it's not just a madman talking by himself. Boy, that's tough to see in there. Probably shouldn't work with overhead lighting on, but you know. So fine. Guess I could just select that whole little section there. There's colorists out there who don't even flat anymore. They just go ahead and go right in with those details. Brave, I guess. Brave skills. I would, but I'm a creature of habit, I guess. Sometimes I just don't want to flat, and sometimes I'm just like, it's unnecessary to do it, but I still do it. His back is facing us. You can't even see those eyes. Except for panel 1. I'm going to start adding eye glow to everybody. Actually, I guess Pocus does get eye glow every now and then, huh? Does this count as a happy little tree? It's a tree with a little happy cabin in the middle of nowhere, right? Well, middle of hell, but still technically the middle of nowhere. And ta-da! Just to give it some depth. Oops. Depth. And shape. Well, did I have them? Yeah, okay, good. Making sure I had this guy's color. Little hidden shrub. Gotcha. Where else? I know there's another one in here somewhere. Oh, look at that. That's sneaky. I'll get that one here in a sec. Alright, that looks like all of them. Yeah, this one. I like how that came out too. Sometimes I even surprise myself. Should I make it so the lights are on in this house or just make it dark? The lights are on. I don't think the lights should be on. I would think that Brian would indicate that in the line art, which he's very good at doing. We'll still color these windows. they would reflect our red color. So I'll make it a deeper red. Ooh, how menacing. Let's color these shingles. Ooh, a little tough to see there. Use a different red for those. Yeah, maybe just right in that little doorway area. Not so much on the left side of the house though, because it's a little dark over there on that side. Sometimes the page just kind of tells me what it wants. And once you start working on it and get to a certain area, you just start looking for things that you can add to it, change to it, whatever you can do that helps to tell a story. Because that is, I mean, what a colorist really is still doing, is telling a story through the use of color. And it's not just, sky is day, sky is night. There's reasons for things. And like you mentioned there, Alan, that's one of those things that helps to tell a story with candlelight. So you get it. You get it. You know what's going on. When I first started getting into coloring many years ago, I knew nothing really about even fine art. I just knew make it look cool. No, that was just the extent of it. But I couldn't tell you why certain things, just came off the page better or translate better. It wasn't just because it looked cool. There was reasons for it. That's why certain artists, when you watch them, that they just kind of sing a little bit doing their art style. They know what they're doing. They can guide your eye where you're needing it to go, and it happens in just the first second that you turn a page. You open that book, and if it doesn't tell that story right away, if you don't know what you're doing, like if you don't know where you're at in that story or that world, then you missed something. You missed a beat. Okay. And then next is her colors. I'll start working on changing the color of that house. It doesn't fit in the environment. And that's okay. Easy thing to change here and make it work. colors friend of mine many years ago said that if it doesn't work in the flats, then it's not going to work. Which is true to an extent. I agree. Oftentimes when coloring something, if that base tone isn't right, if it's not working, if it's not already bringing everything together with just its base tones, and then something's not working. Usually. Just for you. Just for you, Alan. I am finally getting that eye glow. If this was a Abrams comic book, there would be lens flares coming off of those. Oh yeah, that looks cool. That looks better. See how it just kind of brings it more into its environment? Then all you gotta do is add some candlelight. I think maybe I'll work from the bottom page up for this. Stick around because I got some cool stuff coming up in this stream that I'm going to show, which is pretty rad to see. That wasn't what I was referring to, but you know, it's life. It happens. Cats pack up hairballs. He's been having one today though. My orange cat, Kep. All my animals are out of sync, I think. Oh, my cat scared away the other people. Like, I don't want to listen to that. Dude, that's gross. Scaring away the customers. Feel better? Yeah, man, I should have adjusted this camera. So elevated. My cat, my other cat, Nova, my big one, she likes to go crawling behind the computer to pull cords, I guess. I don't know why she does it, but that certainly seems like the reason. She just doesn't like seeing things plugged in and working. So she likes to go back there, unplug things, move things. I may handle the shadows on this house a bit differently in areas. Alright, I am going to switch it over and go ahead and play a trailer. You've seen it, Alan. You know what it's about. But, just for others who is going to watch this, I want to end there. Enjoy it. If I can find it. There we are. Ready? Now, wasn't that freaking awesome? Can't beat that. I'm super excited to actually work on some more of those pages. I saw some in my inbox. I got super excited. Anyone should, because it's a fun little project to work on. I love it. I love getting things that are just so different out there. Today is officially my brother's birthday. If you care to give him a shout out in the comments, that'd be cool. I'll share that with him. Let him know that I told people to wish him happy birthday. I guess that means something. So I get to go and hang out. Enjoy his old age. Let him know that he's older than me. He's going to die sooner. You know, as you do as a brother. Like, you have at least 2 years less than I do. to make everything a competition. That's what you do when you're a brother, right? Alright, now I got those hard edges in the house. I think I'll start adding the blending to it all. And with that, see, that's my job, is I make your eye, let's get rid of that. Make your eyes go more towards the door in this scene. There'll be more color and stuff that's going to be added to it that's going to force that, but that's the point. So that way when you look through the panels, you see that she's looking over this way, how the conversation's working. And then we get to this panel and we go right to what they're focusing on. It's like magic. Digital magic. Let's grab that sky color. Oopsie daisy. Grab that sky color. If you watch this and you're wanting to chat, you have to subscribe, because that's how I made it. I don't want no freeloaders. I mean, I guess technically it would still be a free loading experience, but can't have you just showing up at my door. I don't know you. Mask these characters off. Add the rendering to these guys. Highlights and stuff, whatnot. I think on next week, or through the rest of this week, I will keep to the 10 a.m. Schedule. 10 a.m. Saturday. See how that works. Traffic wise. I don't know what kind of show this seems to others. I just kind of wing it, go by it. If my dog's acting up, because sometimes he gets a little restless, a little moody corgi. Sometimes he'll hear another dog outside and he can't help himself. He has to go and say hi, And if I don't let him go outside, he gets upset at me, and he will let me know. And then he'll run around like crazy. He'll terrorize one of the cats because he can't go outside. So sometimes I'll just have to take him out, let him play around for a bit, make him happy. Boy, an hour goes by fast. I am going to switch it over to this.
Dear Mother, I am feeling well and hope to hear the same from you. I have not received one card or letter yet, and please write. I am going to bring apples home, and I am bathing every day. I am getting good meals, and I sleep every night very soundly. I am very tan. I will be home next Tuesday. Goodbye from all from your loving family.
A little music to break up the pace, get some sound happening, man. I enjoy sounds. Go across the eyebrows there, or bridge. Color all that. That way. Bridge of her nose creates the shadow. And then we blend it with our brush. That's dope, right? I like how that works. Subtle things. Excuse me. I had a sneeze. Color all that in. Color all that in. We'll just work the highlights. And now for the plants. Yep, for the vines. This will go by fairly quickly. Shade all that in. I'm going to use a different brush. Let's use a textury brush. That way it'll have texture. Does that make sense? Put texture on a tree. A happy little tree. Disgruntled little tree. Look at that. It all just starts coming together so quickly. It's like when you're making stew. You add all the ingredients, and at first it just looks like a bunch of stuff in water. Kind of gross. You come back 6 hours later, and it's suddenly it's stew, and you don't really know how it happened, but it did. Not like stew, like Stewart. You know. You know, you know. Some areas through here, it looks like I can actually make it into the background, and that'll look pretty cool. It'll have more depth to it instead of just big blobs of color. Before I get to that though, I'm going to add in shading these vines are creating. All these little shadows. That helps to push the depth as well. just color those in without having to flat those. So I don't think it'll be necessary to flat those, be wasting my time. That's good. That's good, man. A few more things to really sweeten the deal here. Especially down here in this bottom panel. Because I would like to create some more focus. So I'm going to fill a new layer with dark color. Like that. Put that layer still on color. I'm going to take this down to like 30. I'm just going to mask it off. And now draw the focus a little more up to this warm area. Maybe even make this a different color. Brighter blue. Help really push the warmth up to there. And now for all those little white highlights. And her teeth and eyeballs. Now for those white highlights that we so enjoy and love to see everywhere. Alright, so as a part of this format thing that I've been working on, I've been trying to keep it down to just an hour. An hour goes by so fast, but at least for rewatchability, I don't think people would want to go back and rewatch a 3-hour long video of some guy rambling, but maybe an hour. I like to keep them down to an hour each. Started this one, I think, about 5 minutes for 10, just to see if anyone would come in, join. Got some other things that I'll be showing next week that I think that you'll enjoy as well. Things that you've never seen before. Awesome. Oh, one a little bit more. Right here on the cheek. Thank you, Brian, for pointing that one out there. Not in person, but in the line art. Awesome sauce. So, we're done. Look at that. I'll be saving this, sending it off, and then Dave Lentz is going to add some bubbles and lettering to it. Thanks for joining me in this. I hope you had fun. And come again next week. Or don't. Whatever.
Dear Mother, I am feeling well.